Well, hi guys and girls, Emma again. Welcome back to the spare room. There's quite a lot happening here. It's all happening, but nothing really that is noteworthy enough for a complete video on its own. So I'm just gonna run over some of these things. Went up to the foundry last weekend. Good fun. I've actually joined the Trades Guild at North Pine, so if you visit, probably you'll see me on the other side of the moulding boxes. That's a great thing, and some of you, or a lot of you, will be very pleased to know that I'm actually putting a little bit of effort into learning to mould and learning to do my own castings, and I don't know where that's going to take me, but it's all good fun. Stopped on the way back and picked these two little wagons up. It's pretty good fun. These are Hornby, which is English. A little bit more quaint perhaps than Lionel or American Flyer, but good fun. They come in their original boxes. They're a bit rusty, but all I really wanted to do, and they were the right price, all I really wanted to do was get some details of couplers and heights and wheel clearances and things, just to make sure that I'm all still on the right track, and it seems like I probably am, so they're fun to have. I've slowly been restoring this track. This is sort of what I'd like to have, and unfortunately this is sort of what I have. This is Hornby track, I believe, as far as I know. It's 3 rail, so it's still an electrical rail for a centre pickup for electrical locomotives. One day in the future there might be a replica tin plate electric locomotive to run on this track, but all I want is a single circle, and I'm going to make a coffee table with a circle in it at some point, just to run my little steam locomotives. There's not a lot of progress on the steam locomotives for a couple of reasons. One is that I'm slack. Other one is that this piece here, which is actually the smoke box surround here, is a fairly challenging part. Hopefully this week I'll get in and I'll make the other one, and when I've got the 2 of them in place, then you might see some more work or some more bits. So been a bit slack there. Another project that's got a bit of attention this weekend is the front end of this little traction engine. Messed around with a couple of different springs. This one's actually 3D printed. This will be on YouTube in good time. Probably am going to get well and truly advanced with it before I even think about posting any of these videos up, so that everyone on YouTube can see it. They're on Patreon. Jump across and have a look if you haven't already. It's a pretty cool little build. It's very much a beginner's project. I've been going into quite a lot of detail on hand tools and on basic machining and setting up castings, sharpening tools, things like that. So we're building this with very basic technology, and it's a first timers project, but it's pretty cute. No, I really like that. Picked up these bamboo boxes. I think they come from Kmart or Target. I think they come from Kmart. They're stackable, which is really good. Like that. And keep my projects sort of out of the way. It's kind of good to have them. Was up at the foundry on Sunday, and we moulded and cast these, which is the ellipse chuck parts, or some of them. not all of them. This is the eccentric ring, and this is the slide. These are in gunmetal, and this is a piece of bar so that I've got some matching material. The rest are all cast iron, and they're still a work in progress, and we'll get to them eventually. These were cast off these patterns. There'll be more about these at some point. This one's a split pattern for the eccentric ring, and this one too, just for a piece of bar. Probably that'll get used a few more times before it's done, but these probably there's not a lot of use for them. Now we've got the bits. These castings look alright. They're quite heavy. There's a bit of material to come off them. I think this is probably going to run in 2 parts with springs between them to hold them in place, which is going to be interesting. That runs on a cast iron cam. This one needs to be machined to fit dovetail gibs, and it's going to all be hand scraped, etc, 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 I hope. There's a bit of undercut here, and I don't know how bad that is, but there's a bit of shrinkage here in the corner where the casting's poured or pulled, because this corner here was a little bit sharp. If you're watching this, Karen, just a heads up that that's what's happened. I'm going to machine this and see if it's actually bad enough to be a problem. It probably isn't, but I'm suspicious about it, and probably we're either going to fill it up with a bit of metal and a welding torch, or we're going to cast another one. So we'll see how I go with that. But there's some more castings that have turned up. It's a fun project, and hopefully when the cast iron castings come, we can get in and we can do a bit to this. They're fairly heavy, and I hope that the attachment when it's done isn't anywhere near as heavy as they're going to be. There's a fair bit of metal to come off them. Now there's an update on the tool making competition. Bill Lightner does some pretty cool stuff. He's entered a project which is as simple can be. It's a couple of gauges that he's filed up by hand out of I think O1 or W1 tool steel. Go and have a look. The link to the playlist is in the description box down there. It's worth a look. Has done an awesome job of them. Thanks for your entry, Bill. You're running out of time. Anyone else who's thinking of entering, you've got, what's today's, the 30th? You've got about 7 weeks today, so not a lot of time. Don't leave it till last minute. Get in and make something now. There's a good prize. There's a GoPro. As luck would have it, the Hero 4 was discontinued, so it's the next model. So latest model. And I'm going to be picking that up probably this week, and I'll do a bit of a video on it and show it, and get me some more entries so that I've got some more updates to make with that video. So that'd be great. Another project I've got is this old pattern. It's a bit of a mess. Have a look. We probably could have just glued this back in, but it's let go, probably because it's had a bang and this nail's bent. Rather than nail it back together, like that, I'm probably just going to give this a file up and glue it in place, and we might give this a sand up and run a bit more filler in it. So that's a project for today. Now these castings actually belong to my dad. He's very keen to make a copy or a model of this engine. It's a Bolton number 7 single, a 7-inch flywheel. It's quite a nice engine. I've got a copy of the drawings, and I've borrowed the patterns just to tidy them up. We're going to glue that in there and run a bit of feel around it nicely, the wet finger, and just tidy that up. Probably give them another coat of paint. And I thought maybe to make a base pattern, which is missing out of the set, and probably a valve chest pattern too before we get them done. I might get these done in gunmetal. So that's another project that I'm working on. And that looks like it's going to be heaps strong enough rather than try and nail it together. We'll give that a couple of hours to dry and we might get back to it. Otherwise there's plenty of painting. There were some new stickers come and I haven't showed them yet, and they haven't gone on the board. I've got a place for them but I haven't done it yet. In Marcel's workshop from Canada. Thanks Marcel, that's an awesome thing to send. They'll go up on the board before very long. I really need to get some sort of a better sticker board. I think most of these will come off here. Probably what I'm going to do, my sticker board's a fairly busy sort of a space, so what I think I'm probably going to do is peel these off. There's a few I've got seconds of, so I'm going to probably get a sheet of white plywood or a sheet of metal and put behind this board. This whiteboard I think will go then up on the sheet of board, and we might need some sort of a frame for it. So that's another project that needs to be done, but this board's getting pretty full actually. There's quite a selection. Check out some of these channels if you haven't seen them already. Anyway, that's about all I've got today. There's stuff to do, and there will be a boiler update or a Eugene boiler update in the very near future. The boiler parts are actually in the pickle as we speak, and I'm going to have another go at silver soldering them during the week. We'll see how that goes. There's a couple of 3D printing jobs that I really want to do. One is a spindle nose protector for my lathe when I'm using collets. Another one's an indicator holder for the tool post, but we'll see how we go with that. So life's pretty busy, there's always lots happening. Of course the summer bash is only 6 weeks to go till I leave, so that's a bit crazy too. I'm trying to keep up with all you guys too and get some videos and things up. I haven't covered very much this week, and I am sorry about that. I feel like the last few weeks there hasn't been a lot of project content, but thanks so much for following along and your likes and comments, and there's been some really good comments. There were some awesome comments on that pen video I did last week. Really good to get feedback on that, and I learned a lot. I really did on that one, and really appreciate anyone who chimed in with ideas and suggestions, and I learned a lot from the comments on that video. The comments are always worth a read, but if I don't get to you or I don't get a comment, it's because life gets busy, but I read everything, and usually eventually you'll get a reply. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all that sort of stuff like we just said. Be kind to each other, and some more meaningful content soon, I promise.